All right, guys. So we are live again. Technology, man. Shit. What's
Can't
going
live
on,
with it,
guys?
can't live without it, man.
This your boy Dwayne here, man. Got the homie Sneaker Sneaker Tech. We got the it's the homies Sneaker Tech Gaming and More. My man Melvin on the line, man. And this seems like it's gonna be a fun one. A little bit more lighter than the last one we did.
Round two.
Fight.
Round two.
All right, man. So, like I said earlier, I didn't really get a chance to listen to what you sent me about Colin Kaepernick, although I do know what's going on. I would just like for you to tell me, in your, what, in your opinion, what you wanted to talk about today.
So basically, yesterday I basically saw this news yesterday that Nike was using Colin Kaepernick as the face of their 30th anniversary Just Do It campaign. Which let me first off start by saying I am all about. I was 100%
You
on it.
know it.
Yes. I was like, man, if I didn't have a good reason to rock Nikes before, now
This
I'm
is it now, baby.
proud and proud. Like every Nike shoe I own is the Colin Kaepernicks.
Exactly.
Right? So so I got that news. Really excited about it. Really happy about it. Happy that company that we really put out there a lot with our shoe reviews and things like that is always doing some type of positive reinforcement for minorities, things like that. So they had like the equality line where they were doing that. I want to say the LeBron Equality 15s actually had like a really good purpose. You had to do like a raffle for those, but the way you did it was that you had to donate to the new American Black History Museum in DC.
Oh wow.
So your donation was your raffle tickets. I want to say it was like $10 per ticket, and you put in for that, and all the proceeds went to the African American History Museum in Washington D.C. Uh, Particularly for his equality, lineup for the 15s. There was a black pair and a white pair.
Yeah.
So Nike is always supporting things like that, and I just thought, this was just the next step. This was Nike really taking a foot forward and saying, hey, we have always been behind the belief of equality for everybody. And, this stuff is just not right. We're taking our foot forward and we're standing for it.
Right.
So that's one thing that had me really excited about it, and something I could definitely get behind. And then this morning, I wake up and I basically see people just going off, talking about they burning
Throwing
Nike
things.
stuff, like just ridiculous, just ridiculous things, which brings me to this conversation. Obviously, let's say for the sake of saying that it's not, and hopefully, just being kind-hearted, I'm hopefully not, but let's just say these people don't have a problem with equality and maybe don't have a problem with the message, but they particularly have a problem with Colin Kaepernick himself, which
Well, what would their problem be? Because before he took a stand for black people, minorities, okay, minorities, um, they had no problem with him. Hell, he was a terrible quarterback. He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't this. He wasn't that. So before then, they didn't have a problem with him.
I mean, he was okay. He was all right quarterback. Like
What
he
I
went to
mean is that I believe like during that time he was kind of like on a down slope, right?
oh yeah, like yeah, I think what he wasn't in the Super Bowl for like 2 years, maybe 3 years.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm
Since
talking
his
about
since
I'm
his
talking
last
about
appearance.
during that time.
Yeah. So like nobody was really paying attention to him until he started to kneel.
Mhm.
And and just for the sake of things, we'll say his kneeling was just against police brutality and not mainly towards like a certain race or anything like
Race,
that.
right?
We know some races do get more police brutality than others, but
Right.
we're going to say police brutality in general, he was just standing against. and just people in power, abusing the power. These are people that you're supposed to be looking up to. You're supposed to be entrusting the people that live in your community with, and some of them do abuse their power.
Right.
And that's the only thing he was standing for, or kneeling for in this case. Now, and I think we're past the point of people still talking about disrespect to the military or disrespect to the flag.
Right,
I
because the military people tell you straight up, man, that hey, I don't have a problem with what he did. This is why I fought. These are your choices. This was his
exactly,
choice. They don't have a problem with that at all.
yeah. And I mean, this is, and exactly what you said. This is what they fought for your
Hmm.
rights, for your freedom of speech, for you to
Hmm.
uphold your First Amendment. So your First Amendment rights. So I can't see why people would have this type of uproar about Colin Kaepernick. You know, I, I just don't see it.
Yeah, I'm totally with you, man. I don't understand it myself, but I do think that Nike, especially since this man is not currently working, you got to think about all the times that Colin Kaepernick has given, his money that he earned in the NFL, and I'm not sure where financially where he is now. It's not my business, but at the end of the day, it's like that man gave a lot of money behind causes when he wasn't even working. So to have this happen for him with Nike, this in my opinion was a blessing. It was like, yes, this is what this man needed, to keep himself, his family, everything afloat, and also still be not selling out or whatever. He's still with his cause. He is still for whatever he stood for before, whether it be police brutality or being a figure for minorities. That is what I respect about him. I definitely respect this movement. I respect Nike. I will be going to get more Nike. That's happening. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like I wasn't already buying Nike, but I'm gonna buy a little bit more Nike. And so I just feel like that we have to call it what it is. Though a spade is a spade, man. And I think that we live in times now, brother, where everybody's a little too sensitive about everything that's going on. We can't respect another man's or another person's women and men, but we can't respect another person's beliefs. There was a time where if you were Muslim and I was a Christian or Baptist, whatever, you know you do you, I do me, we keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. We can come together as either we're friends or whatever. um but now we live in a time where it's like, if you don't like this if you don't like this, but it's the most popular thing out there, then we're gonna fault you for not liking this.
Mm-hmm.
you know that is a problem for me, and I'm pretty sure a problem for a lot of other people, but the problem is that nobody is speaking against it. That's just my thing. And I love the fact that Colin Kaepernick has stood by his grounds, and he has, been the same person that he was when he took that knee. Regardless of why he took the knee, and it is pretty much for police brutality, minority, whatever you want to call it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I completely agree. So that's that. And that's the thing. Like I know people understand right from wrong. Basic right from wrong.
Hmm.
No matter who it is, no matter what the race is, no matter what the gender is. If you if somebody gets shot and they were running away, that's wrong.
Absolutely.
They were unarmed, that's wrong. They were posing no threat, and they out here getting choked out in the streets. That's wrong.
Absolutely.
You know, on camera, no. And what always kills me is these things. It's so. It seems like the powers are shifted so hard that these things are caught on tape, and still no convictions, still no punishments.
This been
Nothing.
going, but see,
Nothing saying that. Nothing from our higher Archie saying that these things are wrong and they should be punishable by law.
Well, that goes back to the 1980s with Rodney King. I mean, that was the first time in history where they caught something on tape. I mean, on tape. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So, and every last one of those police officers got free. And now let's just be honest. Let's just put a disclaimer out there. We have no hatred towards the police at all. I am actually in the process of becoming. So, I have no problem with that. I have problems with the people that abuse the power, like you said earlier. They abuse that power. So when you abuse a power, there should be somebody above you that says, hey, hold up now. This is how we're going to handle that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm all for that. Now, like like you gave the analogy earlier, somebody coming to my place right now, first thing I'm doing, go get my gun, but then the second thing I'm doing is calling the police. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. This is the type of world we live in. So,
I always have the I guess trouble trying to figure out where the disconnect is, or where the non-understanding of that is. Like we were talking about people abusing power and people put in positions to abuse power. But I mean, if we take other, you know, other groups, like if we take the Me Too movement, we take Time's Up, we all understand that those things are wrong. You know,
mm-hmm.
taking advantage of a woman because you're in a particular position of power is completely wrong. And if you
Absolutely.
think you can get away with that, no, no way. And we have shown, how people have band together for that. And now look at all the people who are now facing punishment for that.
Right.
Why can't we say the same thing about police brutality? Why can't we say the same thing about shooting and killing of unarmed people? Why is that not a definitive, yes, that's wrong?
Right.
Why is that not a definitive, yes, there should be punishment and there should be action taken against the people who did this because they were dead in the wrong?
But the fact that we don't have that right now is the reason why I feel like that Colin Kaepernick is needed, and he's needed to be on the face of of this equality movie, with Nike and everything like that. Or he needs to be on the face because people need to still see that, even after what has it been, like a year or two now, with
Mm-hmm.
since he took the knee at the first time.
Yeah.
Um, we were talking earlier about like how people forget. We forget, we forget, we forget. Like I use the analogy with music. It make me not want to do music like that no more because, you put out a song, it bump shit the next day. This next person's putting out a song that bump harder. And so your joint is forgotten about. So whether the football season is coming up and people are remembering Colin Kaepernick or whatever the case may be, this is needed. Just
Yeah.
like Dr. King was needed in the 60s, just like Rosa Parks was needed, just like Malcolm X, just like Louis P, and all of these people, man, they were needed. You know what I'm saying? They were needed. So this is needed, in my opinion. You know, um, we got to learn how to, number one, start to come together, and really make some things happen for ourselves again. And I'm talking about us. All I know is us. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody else. I get it. You know what I'm saying? We're all here in this world. We correspond together, but all I really know is me. And what I know is that, you as a person, when you walk out into the world, you probably follow some of the same guidelines that I do because we come up as Black men. Let's just call
Yeah.
it what it is. So when he took that stand for us, that was needed. Now, I'm not trying to make this a black and white thing, and I'm not going to, because at the end of the day, this is not what that channel is all about. This channel is about sneaker tech, gaming, and more. And I'm just bringing you a little bit with the sneaker and a little bit of the more today, and and it's a conversation that needs to be had. We always have this conversation behind closed doors. Let's have it on the air. Let's let other people come in and see what we talking about, and you guys come in and comment below. This is a real topic and a real discussion.
Yeah, these are discussions that need to be had. That people need to talk about and need to be out in the open about, and that's the problem. We just don't do it. And
Mm-hmm.
when you're talking about like, especially like Dr. King, Malcolm X, people like that, these were struggles that they felt every day. They
Absolutely.
made progress all the time, but up till the time that they died, they were still fighting for more. And I think we, as the community, have started to get away from that. We have really stopped fighting and we started settling. We stopped asking for more and asking for better, and we started saying, at least we got this, at least we got that. We can deal with this. We can deal with that. We went from you can be whatever you want to be to, oh, you're that? Well, that's pretty good too.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Well,
You
well,
come far enough.
like one of the biggest things, man, is that I know this will sound a little crazy, but I believe the biggest thing as far as that goes was
Uh-huh.
integration. You know what I'm saying? Integration kind of took us away from what the main goal was, because 50, 60, 70 years ago, when we had Jim Crow laws and stuff like that, there was a closer bondness because we all were on a same mission.
Mm-hmm.
Now we live in a world where, I mean, shoot, you can look out your door, I can look out my window right here and be like, man, I did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can bring in 60, $70,000 a year, and not have a problem. So it's kind of like or we have gone into this mode where, hey man, shoot, I'm living good, man. I ain't got no time to think about all that other stuff, man. Forget all that. And that's the problem, because they never forgot, and they didn't, what am I trying to say? Like, they did not um live in a time where they had those type of opportunities.
Yeah.
It was always coming together. It was always this. And I think that, like you said, we just forgot about that. And we're doing too much. We making too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that I don't want to make some money, that's not what I'm saying. But it's just like, we've come to a point right now where, hey man, I'm gonna get mine and you get yours.
Yeah.
If you
I
don't,
think that's the problem
whatever.
right there. We've always been raised to take care of yourself and to take
Mm-hmm.
care of your own family. Not everybody else's family, your own family. Make sure
Mm-hmm.
your own family is okay, and make sure your own family is successful.
Absolutely.
Everybody else got to do the same. They got to
Right.
go there somehow, some way. And I think that's the problem, man. We have developed like this crab in a barrel ideology,
Super crab in the barrel.
and just we don't look out for community anymore. We don't support community anymore. And it's weird. And I mean, I take a look at, especially since we're on Colin Kaepernick and we're talking about, sneakers, a footwear company, a clothing company. I look at people like Michael Jordan, and not I don't look at him to a fault. I look at people like Michael Jordan, like look at Michael Jordan was able to create and build something successful. And I look at people who always try to come out every now and then you'll see something come out about the Jordan brand. And they're like, oh, Michael Jordan does this, but his shoes are so expensive and they're destroying his community. And I'm like, there's a lot of stuff that's expensive.
Right.
We don't knock on the door of Gucci and say, hey,
Right.
Gucci, your shoes are $600, $700 retail.
Right.
You are destroying
The
these
community.
communities. Hey, Louis Vuitton, your stuff is $1,000 retail. You're destroying the community.
Right.
They're like, no, that's supposed to be stuff for us that's unattainable. We're not supposed to have it anyway.
I
So
think
we're
you're
not
saying it.
supposed to.
I think you're saying it, but you're not saying it. I think you're saying it, but you're not saying it, and that's fine. We'll dig deeper into that later. This is not that show, but you're saying it, but you're not saying it.
Yeah, we got to watch how we say stuff in this day and age.
That's so sad, though.
And when we start to dig deeper, and we'll dig deeper, but I don't think people are ready for that yet.
Well, first of all, people, we're trying to figure you out. So, we want to figure out what you guys like, as far as like, do you like these live streams of us talking and stuff like that? And all of that type of stuff. And I know you guys enjoy the sneakers. I know you guys enjoy the tech. You guys ain't really picked up too much on the gaming, but that's cool, but
Yeah, comment below. Let us know, your thoughts, your opinions, how you feel about some of these issues, some of these topics, and like I said, I mean, these things are things that are seem disconnected until you bring them together.
mm,
Everybody, like the sneaker community, is a huge community, and if people were attacking sneakers, watch how many races and stuff come together on a common ground. These things should be common ground things, and I think
so here's a question. So do you believe that nobody's coming together because they think that it's just a black thing?
I do. I absolutely do. I think people don't come together because they see it as in colors, and then it automatically, what the system has programmed us to do for years, it automatically chooses us to pick a side. Both
Mm,
sides can't be right. You can't understand both sides. You got to be extreme. You're either with it or you're against it. There's
mm,
nothing in between. And I think that's how we've stayed divided for so long, for so many years, and people have stayed just turning a blind eye to things that don't affect them. And that's I think is the real problem. Like I said, we can get together on other issues that affect everybody, or a vast community, and we can get together on that. We can get together on the Me Too movement and agree that that's wrong no matter what. Everybody can get together on that, and have no issue. We can all
right.
get together and say time's up, and we all agree, men and women alike, because it affects everything that we know. Every
Mm-hmm.
race has women. Every race, you have daughters, you have mothers, you have sisters, you've
Mm-hmm.
got grandmas.
Right.
Everybody can understand that on every level. There's nothing to divide you there, because you all are affected by it. You wouldn't want your sister going into a job and some guy unbuttoning his shirt talking about how bad you need this job.
Right. Right.
No, everybody understands how that's wrong.
Right.
And that's
Totally,
what I don't
totally
understand when
agree.
it comes to police brutality, when it comes to kids getting shot. When it comes to that, why can't we all just say this is wrong, no matter what? No matter if it was a black kid, a white kid, Puerto Rican kid, Peruvian kid, Asian kid,
Whatever.
can't we say it was wrong?
Right.
It's wrong. No matter what, it's wrong. And that's my thing, and that's the only thing that keeps us divided.
Mm-hmm.
We can't come together and just say it's wrong.
I think that's what I think. I think that's what America's built on, though. If you want to be technical with it, I believe that is what we have. What is built on. Um, you come here, you do what I say, or if you don't like it, you can leave. You know.
Oh yeah, the system. I think the system is basically built to keep us picking and choosing a side. I mean, everything that we do, from when you wake up in the morning till you go to sleep, you always have to pick a side. You like sports. Who's your team? Oh, you like that team? Well, I like a different team. So now we enemies. Now we
Mhm.
beefing.
Mm.
You even in grade school. Oh, you go to Garfield? Well, I go to Hilton. Now
Y'all
we
trash, whatever.
exactly. I don't know you. I don't know anything about you, but automatically, I've been taught that since you're different,
Systematically.
exactly, and that you come from the other side of the tracks, then we're not supposed to mingle. We're not
Crips, Bloods.
supposed to be talking.
Already.
You know,
Another touch. I'm gonna touch back on the kneeling thing as far as my team goes, which is the Dallas Cowboys. I thought that what was really cool was that the NFL allowed the teams to say, hey, look, if you don't want to come, if you're gonna kneel, then just stay in the back. Stay in the back and then come on when the game starts. What I thought was really messed up was that the Cowboys, Jerry Jones was like, no, everybody's gonna come out. You didn't even give these men a chance to show their show their support for the cause.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy too.
I thought that was just wild. I was like, really though? You know, so this is the times that we live in, and them boys need a job. Them boys need a job. You ain't finna give me a couple mil then tell me the next season I ain't making no money when I done spent over half a mil. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
that's not finna happen. And I think that is where I absolutely 1010% support Colin Kaepernick, because he never changed. It didn't matter that he was. I mean, of course, he wants to play for a team. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's good at. He's a quarterback. That's
Yeah.
what he does. So of course he wants to do what he was set out to do throughout his life. But he never changed though. He never came. I was like, look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Blah blah blah. No, he kept it 100, and I respect that.
Oh
I
yeah, you
respect that.
got to. And I mean, hopefully he can be more and just with this campaign from Nike, it's more of Nike putting him more out there as well, to everybody that's influenced by Nike, younger generations alike, like this is like at the end of the day, like people like Adidas, people like Pumas, but let's be
Ain't
serious.
nothing touching Nike
Exactly. You got and it's not and it's Nike's platform. They've got some of the most watched athletes ever in the
ever,
history to do it. You know,
ever.
Nike's got the greatest ever, kind of people under their belt. You're talking about Serena Williams,
All different type of sports.
arguably probably the best athlete ever, man or
Mhm.
woman. I mean, what she's done in the tennis sport has been ridiculous,
Amazing.
along with her sister Venus.
No,
But
absolutely.
we sticking it with Nike. We just big up in Serena right now.
Absolutely.
Venus, you've been doing your thing too, girl. I see you. I see you. You've been working, and I appreciate it. LeBron James, again, arguably the second greatest basketball player of all time.
Yes, sir. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that.
And then you've got Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time. So, I mean, just the amount of influence that Nike has in the culture, and especially, and again, not to divide, but especially when it comes to our culture, it's been very, very important. These are, people that, in our culture, in our community that, we've looked up to and really, really have set high standards, to show, what you can be and what you don't have to be. And I mean, that's very important. So with the company Nike, and Colin Kaepernick, they are showing that they support, minority 100%, and they don't support police brutality and racial injustices. So that's a big stance. I can't There's usually a lot of companies just stay out of it. They're not going to indulge in it. They don't want to have the divide.
They don't
And
want to
for
lose
Nike,
any money.
exactly. And for Nike knew, like, Nike knows
Oh,
that people was
absolutely.
going to have this outrage and people were going to have this backlash, and Nike did it anyway.
Right.
They stood by it, and that's probably the most impressive to me. They knew it was coming, and they stuck by it, and they said, if you don't like it, then there's a problem with you.
Mm-hmm.
There's something wrong with you, and you got to look in the mirror and you got to face whatever your problems are.
Right.
But Nike will not stand by and just turn a
Not
blind,
do anything.
which is incredible.
I thought it was too, brother. Um, any other topic or points you wanted to, hit on real quick?
Oh yeah, points basically for again, for our community, we've got to kind of show more of the fight that we grew up on, that we were taught about, with our parents, that Dr. King, Malcolm X, people like freaking Emmett Till died for. We've got to make sure that we are sticking together as a community. Let's not get outraged only when, or try to push the
Something
agenda only
happens.
when. Exactly. That is like our number one culture statement is we don't get involved until something happens. It's not a problem until something happens, and then we're outraged. You
Mm-hmm.
know, true. Like I was saying earlier, man. Like most family reunions don't happen until there's a funeral.
Absolutely.
When everybody gets together, and then we always say the same things. We need to do this more often.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we
And it
need to
never happens until
more
somebody else
often.
dies.
Exactly. We got to stop meeting at just funerals. We got to make sure we get together and plan something, and it
Right.
never happens.
Right.
Never happens.
And that's why, like, for me, I have always been big on, doing little things at the house and barbecues and stuff like that, because as busy a lifestyles that we all have, we have our wives, we have our kids, we have all of these different things going on. You have to take some time just to, build with your brother sometimes. That's why, like, I'll find what people like to do. You like to shoot, man, let's go to the gun range. I like to shoot. Oh,
Yeah,
you want to do this, man, let's go, because I want to show you that I care while you're here, versus me just telling you a whole bunch of shit when you're dead, and it's like, you can't hear that. So like you said, man, that that's the sad thing about our community. That's one of the sad things about our
yeah.
community.
And we got to make sure that we start to change stuff like that and
Mm-hmm.
get behind stuff like that. And we've got to support everybody.
Absolutely.
Again, like when it comes to like charities, foundations, stuff like that. I mean, I'm try to make it a habit to support every foundation or every charity that I can.
Mm-hmm.
If I've got it, and it's nothing crazy. Like I don't make a lot of money, but I put what I can. A $5 donation right here, a $10 donation here. I know you said you did a breast cancer run.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. Like I said, a lot of people, like I have, like to my knowledge, I have no family member affected by breast cancer, but I've donated to breast cancer. No family members affected by lupus or Alzheimer's, and I can tell you for a fact that I've donated to all of them. So we got
Right.
to make a point to make sure that we support everybody. So when it's our time to be supported, then they will support as well.
Right. I'm totally with you on that one. Totally with you. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. But
Man,
yeah,
tell
man, I totally,
wait.
huh? Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm totally 1000, with you on that one. Yes, definitely, as far as like, that, charities go, we try to do our best, as, you know, um, it could be seeing somebody on the side of the road. I don't know what that person's been going through. I can only imagine. You could be lying to me, you could be fake to me, you could be whatever, but I may still give you what I have, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
on me at the time, because in my opinion, it's just coming from the heart.
Mhm.
It's just coming from the heart. I don't care what you go, I prefer you to do something better with your life with it. But if you don't, then I know that I did what I was supposed to do.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, man, I'm 1000% behind you, man. I hate to have to end it, so early, because I do have to get ready to roll. Gotta go make that bread, so
Hey, like we
I
said,
keep
man,
this
these are
internet going.
conversations that can go forever. So, I mean,
Right.
comment below. Let us know what you thought. Y'all personal thoughts. If y'all enjoy conversations like this, or if y'all need a good, safe place just to talk
Event.
and some of this stuff out. And you
Yeah.
feel like you can't do it with some of your peers, or you can't do it with some of the other social groups that you're in because they're gonna judge you or they're gonna look at you weird. Feel free, man. You can comment, leave a topic down below, and we can dive into it.
Exactly. But guys, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. Go ahead and like this video, because I know you haven't. Um, go ahead and just, leave that comment like my man just said. Oh, also go on and download Chick-fil-A app. Public service announcement. Go ahead and download that Chick-fil-A app. and get yourself 8 pieces of Chick-fil-A nuggets. We are not sponsored, but I gotta let you know that.
We
But
do like to help the community out, though.
hey. Now
So,
let's talk. Now let's talk about some new sponsors, brother, because we did get kind of sponsored the other day, which was so dope.
True.
Which was so dope. Came home the other day. My man was calling me. Hey man, remember that video you did? Hey man, the owner just. I'm like, hold on, I just seen it. So what I thought was pretty cool, guys. If you go back and look at the video we did, it was the UB hydration pack. The owner of that company hit me up and we got into some conversations about some work that we're going to be start doing together, which I thought was pretty cool. So go ahead, and there will be a coupon below actually for 5% off of the hydration pack. So go ahead and get that. I mean, it's still pretty hot outside right now. If you do a lot of running, if you do a lot of biking, hiking, whatever, camping, you know, this is something that you need to have. Also, as you guys can see, he sent something else. I will be doing a review on this sometime this weekend. I'm going to involve my daughter in it. You'll see why. Also, this is, you probably don't know what this is, but this is another review, and I know my man gonna have some more shoe reviews for you. And and also, whenever that equality shoe comes out, I'm gonna have a review. Mel gonna have a review. Then we gonna do a review together because I'm going to get those shoes. That's happening.
Oh yes, definitely.
So you know, the next our first vlog that we're gonna do will be Black Friday. Black Friday. So we have not done a vlog yet, but that'll be the first one that we do. I should be going because we were talking earlier. We can kind of talk about it. He was talking about the AKTV. I was like, I ain't doing all that, but we will talk about it though, because regardless if I ain't gonna do it, I know somebody gonna do it, and I know that John gonna be off the chain. So, but my only issue, we ain't even got enough 4K content out there yet for it to be talking about no 8K.
They said that 8K got upscaling, boy. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm gonna go ahead. Hey, I'm gonna get up off this 1080p first. 10, hey, look, 1080p ain't did me wrong, bro. So you know,
true.
1080p
been all this 4K to me right now.
Right, 1080p been all right with me. So, but nah, we gonna do that, and we're gonna, man, have a good time with that, man. That's gonna be dope. So look forward to that first vlog video, but there'll be a whole bunch of videos before that. So if my man got, you know, we got anything else to say, I'm gonna go ahead and end it, you know.
Yep. Peace out to the community. Love each other and do the right thing, man.
Peace, love, and soul. Hey man, STGM, we are out of here. Hopefully this time it works.
Fingers